Hello folks and welcome to another Let's Talk. I'm Black Templar and today we're going to be talking about Blood Bowl again. As you may or may not know, the Gnome team is coming out this Saturday and we've got their stats and their prices. So it's very kind of the GW to actually let us see that. So the question must be asked is, are these guys the replacements for the halflings? I was going to say what else for a second, but no, but it's the halflings. Because if this is true, we're going to have a situation we had with the Lizardmen and the Black Orcs, where the Black Orcs were better because they had a couple of skills, while the Lizardmen had no skill upgrades. So that's what we're going to look at here. So let's start out with the first one here, which is the Gnome Lineman. 40,000, that's not too bad, that's cheap. Same as a halfling essentially, like movement 5, strength 2, AG 3, pass 4, 7 armor. But I see one glaring difference. No dodge. That's a problem. Now, don't get me wrong. Jump up, good. Wrestle, downright good. I mean, it takes a skill off the table. But the fact that they don't have dodge is a bit of a concern. A very concern. Now, the treemen, we know the treemen. A couple of treemen, same as the halflings, so nothing new there. The Beastman. This is another player I was interested in. Now, 55 gold, no dodge. That's a problem. But they have guard, jump up, stunting, and wrestle. Now, don't get me wrong. Having guard and wrestle is a pretty good set of skills, but with no dodge, ooh, this could be a problem for these guys. Gnome Illusionist. Now, this one I had a look at and I was thinking, oh my god, this guy could be a troublemaker. 50 gold. Jump off, stunty, trickster, and wrestle. Now, again, no dodge. Uh-oh. So, 50,000, that's pretty decent. And trickster, it's a brand new skill, so what does it do? Trickster. When playing about to be blocked or special action that replaces block, aka blitz, except for blocks from an action caused by a ball and chain. So basically, this effect won't work if a fanatic smacks them. Before determining how many dice are rolled, they may be removed from the pitch and placed in an unoccupied square adjacent to the player that's performing the block. So basically, it's a way of getting out. So you're in a situation where you got like lots of players about. And they can just go, right, poof, I'm right behind you. The other players can't get involved. It's just you and me. But also, what's also interesting is, even if the player is in the touchdown zone, the block has to be resolved first before that touchdown can be allocated. So basically, even if they're in the touchdown line, the block has to continue because if they knock them down, the touchdown is cancelled. But if they survive, well, you know what that means. Now, that's not bad. That's pretty good, but no dodge. This didn't look good. However, this critter, I believe, is the MVP. The Wooden Fox. 50 gold, not bad. Movement 7, fast bugger. Weak strength. AG2, 6 armor. Very weak armor. He has dodge and sidestep. 2 great skills. But my ball. Now, my ball is another new trait. Now, this one, when I read this, I was surprised. But hear it out. A player with this trait may not willingly give up the ball when it's possession of it. So, it may not take pass actions, handoff actions, or any other skill or traits that will allow them to relinquish possession of the ball. So, that means you can't take it off them. The only way they can lose the possession of the ball is being knocked down, prone, fallen over, or by an effect of a skill and trait. So wrestle. Or special rules if an opposing model. So basically, there are certain rules that can defang this Billy Fox, but the fact that you cannot get this ball off him unless you absolutely have to knock his block off, we're going to see that this Fox getting a lot of screen time. I mean, movement 7 is nothing to scoff at. He could just go darting down the pitch like a lunatic. And that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, this is kind of a interesting thing. Now, does this team replace the halflings? Well, funny enough, I have the book here with me on my lap to talk about this because I wanted to talk about this for a while. When I saw this, are they the replacement for the halflings? Like I said earlier, with the the orcs and listen, man. Sorry for the banging because I'm trying to set it up. Right. So first off, let's start with the normal lineman. So a normal halfling lineman is 30 gold crowns. This is 40. So it's 10,000 more. But what you're getting is wrestle and jump up. With the halfling lineman, you're only getting dodge. Now, I'm going to be honest. I think the halfling lineman is better because the dodge skill is a brilliant skill. But saying that, if you're looking at the worst teams for these two would be the dwarfs and chaos dwarfs. Let's not beat around the bush. Them and the Norska teams would be the worst for any of those two teams. But because the fact that they have wrestled, they remove block from the toolkit. While the halflings don't. Because like I said, dwarves are one of the main enemies for them. Tackle will be a nightmare. However, for most teams, anyone with block is going to give the halflings a bad day. While on the gnome side, anyone who can punch them is going to give them a bad day. So, in my honest opinion, this one is going to be 62 freeze. Do you want to take the risk avoiding blocks, or take the other one to take like a pow off the table? The Beastman. Now, don't get me wrong, guard and wrestle, that is an potent combination. But without dodge, that is a bit worrying. And to these guys, I would pretty much be the same as, the heifers. So they're pretty much the same as a heifer. Only one difference is pass skill. Heifer's got 3, they've got 4, so they're not dealing with for passing. So the heifers have got fend, dodge, and stunty. They have guard, jump up, stunty, and wrestle. So for an extra 5,000, they get more skills. Like I said, this is a team that's designed to be a little bit like tricky to pin. But if someone gives a good pow, they're going down pretty quickly. The Illusionist. The Illusionist, I would equate to the Catcher. 50,000 because they're the same. Now, they're both the same. 83, pass 3, pass 5 for the Catcher. 7 armor, they both got 7 armor. Now, some might say they're equivalent to the Heifer because of the fact that, the Heifer's a good passer, and I would agree. But I think the normal Illusionist is going to be the one who's going to be doing the pass work. And the fact that Trickster skill could get them out of jams, like make it just one-on-one, or place in the position where even if they go down, the ball is not going to be near their players. But without dodge, this team could be in a lot of trouble. And finally, the Woolen Fox. To be honest, there's nothing in the halfling team that is different to this guy. He is a unique one of a kind. I mean, he's got dodge. He's got my ball, sidestep, stunty. This is basically a Snotling, but advanced version. Because Snotlings have got like sidestep and dodge, stunty. But the my ball skill, that is a very powerful skill. Why? Even if you knock the beast with any other skill, he's just going to go, yeah, I'm not going to take that ball. You're not going to take that ball off me. I'm keeping it until either you knock me on my ass or kill me. So, yeah. So the question must be asked. Is this team the Wood Elf, the Halfling replacement? In my honest opinion, no. In my honest opinion, we've got what I like to call the chaos situation. Now, what do I mean by that? If you look at the Chaos Warriors, Nurgle and Khorne, they're all chaos, but they are separate diversity, like abilities and traits. This is the case with the gnomes. The halflings are more about like dodging and weaving and avoiding like getting hits. But if they get face a block team, they get crushed, or face a tackle team, they're in trouble. However, the gnomes, however, they're the more of the physical kind. They're not afraid to get into it, like get stuck in, mob up, and try and take out opponents. Now, are they better than the halflings? Cheaper? No, the halflings are cheaper. But unlike the halflings, they've got players who can absolutely dart the pitch and score goals for fun. And this little Wolfie Fox is going to be what I think one if not the top rate players of that team. Now, I don't know if they can get points, like star player points, because one, I don't see a Fox trying to play a block unless he can do ridiculous stunts. But we have to wait and see when we see him on the tabletop. But I could see this team being a little bit of annoyance because it means, right, you're taking block off the table permanently. So basically, if you're facing this team, yeah, you can bash them down. But the fact that block is taken off the table, yep, they've got jump up, which, I mean, jump up in wrestling is not a bad skill to have because with jump up, they can just get straight back up and just run away. They've got wrestle, which is a really good skill to have on early on. I've always said about wrestle. Wrestle is not very good with certain players because of when you get it and the situations. But in this case, this team could literally be a nightmare if it's used correctly. And that's all I got to say about this team. What do you think? Do you think they're going to be good, bad, rubbish? Do you think they are the halfling replacements or just a different variation? Well, what do you think? Anyhow, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, ring the dinner bell, and I'll see you on the next Let's Talk. I'll catch you later.